have a round of applause for Rich and Sharon from the servers from the Thorny Golf Club. Before I get started, you may have noticed in your name badges you have a color sticker, sometimes green or red or yellow. That's an invitation for you to meet as many people with that same color as you can tonight, all right? Meet somebody you know you haven't met before. And you'll get a little prize on the way out. You're the one who meets the most people with that color. So I'm Chris Cooney, I'm president of the Metro South Chamber of Commerce. This is our 8th annual Multicultural Panel and Business Expo, so we're really delighted to be repeating this. We could not do it without the support of all of you and the Northeastern Savings Bank. Let's have a round of applause for Northeastern Savings Bank. Tonight we celebrate business, diversity, inclusion, and opportunity. Everyone in this room contributes to the fabric of this region. It is not just an individual experience, it's really the reason our region is stronger than others is because of diversity. We bring different things to the table. And it makes our community more vibrant and stronger. We hope you had some time to visit with the booths here. You see some small businesses, but you also see business assistance organizations as well. You also see banks, and it's just a good combination of great small businesses. For example, we have with us for small business counseling services, we have SCORE right over here with Small Business Administration. Yep, get away. We also have access to capital through the Seed Corporation, which I think is right next to them, Seed Corporation. They serve our area with federal funds for 7A loans. There are also small business grants through the state of Massachusetts Growth Capital Corporation. And I know we have folks here from MGCC, and they have grants up to $10,000 we were just talking about, right? And those are grants. So go over and see this group over here. Better than the hors d'oeuvres, right? And then the Massachusetts Supplier Diversity Office, they will register you as a small business or a minority business, and you'll be able to do business with the state. Finally, we have a newer initiative supported by the United States Business Association, Business Administration, called the Community Navigator Program, and we're conducting that over the next year and a half with the Cape Verdean Association, who have received an award and a grant to help with small business diversity in the city. We're going to hear from Bob Nelson, who's here in a little bit, but let's have a round of applause for Bob Nelson from Massachusetts District Office of the Small Business Administration. In addition, we have several resource partners around the room. The Brockton Area Transit Authority, which purchases quite a few dollars in services, and so they are collecting information from vendors for the business we've done. The South Shore Business Network, Women's Business Network, the Mass Hire Greater Brockton Workforce Board, they're here, I think I saw John Nesty. Greater Brockton Young Professionals Organization, a really young group over here. Yep. Welcome. And the Brockton Redevelopment Authority is here as well, and their new director, Pat, is here, as well as their team. Kadi, if you haven't met Kadi, she's a one-person whirlwind of business assistance, just wonderful. We also have Tricia White here from Neighborhood Works, and she's been working with a lot of businesses as well on one-on-one and getting them these grants for the $10,000. So if you need help with the application. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our MC again for this year. Masa Kambabe is an attorney for immigration, and she has offices in Easton. She's a former executive board member of the chamber and has emceed this for a couple of years now. So Masa, thank you very much for being here.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. It's always a pleasure to come to this event because literally look around and see all of the beautiful faces here from all the different backgrounds, from the Middle East to Africa to the Caribbean to European. I mean, I think we might have all of the continents covered and represented tonight. So appreciate yourselves and use this time to really go and meet one another. Don't just go to the same crowd that you kind of already know. Go and find someone that you've never talked to and just introduce yourself, because it's really fascinating to meet all of the wonderful people here. So thank you to the Metro South. The Metro South region of Massachusetts is centered in the city of Brockton, as I said, one of the most diverse regions in all of New England. And there's tremendous advantage in this, in aiding in the development of our community. Our diverse and inclusive business climate creates a competitive advantage, both locally and beyond. As many of you know, the Metro South Chamber strives to cultivate diverse leadership, facilitate minority business growth, and engage with diverse people to create positive community impact. Tonight, we're celebrating 8 years of this multicultural business forum, and we'll hear from several small business owners who have embraced their dream, gained experience, refined their skills, and achieved success. So it's important to know as we hear their stories to be reminded that they've learned from others, they've been supported by others, and they've gained experience from others along the way. And you'll likely hear from them that they didn't do it alone. And through business assistance resources, various organizations, mentors, networks, they benefited, and these same resources are available to all of you. We hope you'll be inspired and take advantage of these resources, as well as share knowledge of them with others who might want to also open or strengthen their small business. So before we introduce the panelists, I want to introduce a very important member of our small business community to say a few words. He's the U.S. Small Business Administration's Massachusetts Business Director. It's an honor to have him here with us, as the SBA has done much under his leadership to help small businesses from throughout our region to get through the pandemic. Please join me in welcoming the Massachusetts District Director of the U.S. Small Business Administration, Bob Nelson, to say a few words.
Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? What a beautiful day today, but it's wonderful to be with you again. I've been at this event for many years, and I just want to start off by thanking Chris Cooney and the Metro South Chamber for what you do to support small businesses. You're a strategic alliance partner of the SBA. You're one of the spokes in the community navigator here in Brockton. You've been the home for our SCORE chapter, our Southeast chapter, for many, many years. But I know you believe, like I do, that diversity, equity, and inclusion is important. And I know it's the fabric of what I do and have done with the SBA. And so it's certainly my pleasure, my honor to be here with all of you. But congratulations on such a wonderful event and a great turnout, and for doing this 8 years in a row. So some applause for Chris and his entire chamber. So I'm not going to speak too long, but there are certainly a couple things that I want to share with you, and I do have some good news. But the SBA, what we'd like to say is that we power the American dream. And as I was walking around the room visiting with some of the small businesses here today, you're going to hear from one of the business owners who has amazing tea, and she was telling me about the American dream and how she's realizing the American dream through entrepreneurship. This is what the SBA is all about, trying to help small businesses to start, grow, expand, and also recover. But it's important work, and I do want to acknowledge Carlos Hernandez, who's here with me from the SBA team. Carlos is a lender relations specialist, and so certainly if you want some ideas on where to find the money, Carlos would be a good person to tap and to get to know. But as far as what the SBA does, we help with counseling and technical assistance. SCORE's here. We have the Small Business Development Center. We have a Women's Center. This is Women's History Month. We just got off of Black History Month, a very busy month where the SBA did some amazing events, similar to what you're doing here tonight. We're convening resources and lenders with small businesses looking for capital, looking for technical assistance so that you can start and grow and again, realize the American dream. But I told Chris I was only going to mention this very, very quickly, but I want you to think. So this is March of 23. So COVID started 3 years ago, and so I know everyone wants to forget it, but 3 years ago, this is when Massachusetts first got its disaster declaration, the middle of March 2020. and we were off to the races ever since. And you know, I know that we helped a lot of small businesses to survive and recover. And what I want you all to know is that the SBA, we were tapped to save the U.S. economy by helping the small business economy to survive. You know, there are 32.5 million small businesses across the United States. You know, 98% of the businesses in Massachusetts are small by SBA, and when we look at the polls, you know, 80% of small businesses, might be 90%, said that COVID was a significant or moderate impact to their small business. But together with the help of many of the partners and resources who are here in the room today, in Massachusetts alone, we helped deliver $32.5 billion, and the SBA nationwide did $1 trillion plus in recovery. And I always say it no matter what group I'm speaking with, because the SBA, we are a small team, and it is only because of the power of collaboration and many people coming together that we were able to achieve the results and the impacts that we did. So again, kudos to all the people that have helped us. But now, what's in it for me? What's going on now? What is the SBA doing for us? So, you know, what I want you to know is that under the Biden-Harris administration, so the past couple years, there have been over 10.5 million small business starts in applications. All-time record ever in the United States. It is amazing what is happening when you look at small businesses and the number of small businesses that are starting, the jobs that they're creating. The facts absolutely prove it out. But what I'd like to find out today is, as far as the folks here in the room, are there any people who just have an idea, who are looking to start a small business? So you're really in the early stages. Are there any folks there? Or you're all existing businesses? And so the other thing that I wanted to find out is if you're existing businesses looking for capital, whether it's startup or growth capital, the SBA really might be the organization that is going to help your bank get to the yes decision and to make the loan happen. Because you know, what we're seeing on the SBA side, you know, there's a lot of noise on the economy. You know, there are people that have concerns about a slowing economy. You know, we have inflation concerns, you know, labor concerns, supply chain. There's a lot of things that are making it even more challenging for small businesses. But certainly on the lending side, you know, and this is national stats on all small business lending, we're seeing banks tighten their credit standards, so making it a little bit more challenging for small businesses to get capital. But then what we're also seeing is the demand on the side of small businesses looking for capital from lenders. And it's not surprising, because there's a lot of concerns, like, should I just pause and wait and try to figure out what is going to happen? But what I want you to know, with the SBA loan program, you know, last year, you know, through our traditional loan programs, not recovery, we did $888 million in capital support. 150 different lenders used our programs in order to get to the yes decision. And what we're seeing this year to date is lenders are using the SBA program, because lenders are in the business of lending money. That's what they do. And so what they're doing is, and they're turning to the SBA program in order to make that loan possible and to help you. And so we're seeing strong activity on our guarantee program. This year to date, we're up, you know, 40% to 60%, where there's by approvals by numbers. On the microloan side, you have Seed here, who's a 504 lender, a community advantage lender, but also a micro lender. On the microloan side, we're seeing our microloan intermediaries get back in the game in lending to small businesses, and we're up this year to date 135% by dollars. So there are absolutely lenders who are looking to lend, who are looking for good small businesses. But if you have an idea, if you need some help and support, you have some wonderful partners and friends here in the room today. And so the SBA certainly wants to be a friend and a partner to help you to continue. But I'll just throw out a couple quick things. So if you are looking for money, you don't know where to go, one of the tools that you might want to tap into, it's an SBA platform, it's called Lender Match. So sba.gov/lender match, you basically answer a couple questions, might be 15 to 20. That information goes out to lenders who are registered for us through Lender Match, and it's a matching program that connects small businesses looking for money with lenders looking to lend, and it is making a difference. And so I throw that out there because it is a successful tool, and I know a lot of lenders are getting those leads, they're following up on it, and so it might be something that can help you so that you can start and grow and expand. But one of the other areas that the SBA plays a big role in is government contracting. And within the government, the government is the largest purchaser of goods and services in the world, and 23% of those buys are to go to small businesses. And in the theme as far as diversity and equity and inclusion, the goal for small disadvantaged businesses is going up from 5% to 11%. And then by 2025, it's going up to 15%. So if there are small businesses in the room who might be a good candidate to sell to the federal government and for the government to be a customer to buy your goods and services, you might want to check out the SBA and some of our certification programs. All certifications on the federal side are now under the SBA program. We're certifying veteran-owned businesses. That just recently came over to us through from the Veterans Administration. But we certify small disadvantaged businesses through our 8A certification program. We do the women's certification, and then we have a hub zone certification. A lot of hub zone areas right here in Brockton and surrounding towns. And I can tell you, these certifications can make the world of difference. And I'm going to close with just a story, and I know we're going to hear some amazing stories from these 4 small businesses in just a minute, but one of the businesses that I've been talking about, I have so many different examples of this same type of thing. I'm talking about Diane Young. She's a Latina. She immigrated to the United States when she was younger, and when she came to this country, what she started working in was the cleaning industry. And when you hear her talk, she talks about how she loves the cleaning industry. I'm telling you, she's not just saying it. You hear the passion that she loves this business and this industry. And so what she did is, after she was working in the industry for a while as an employee, she, with a $2,500 tax refund, she opened up her own small business as a cleaning business. And fast forward a couple years, she got certified by the SBA as an 8A firm. She's now getting government contracts and doing business and growing. And she's still, when you talk to her, she talks about that passion. And I just think it's a powerful story to tie in with what I first started talking about as far as realizing the American dream through entrepreneurship, because this is what the SBA is all about. And again, it's my privilege and honor, Chris, to be with the Metro South Chamber. Always, whenever you need something, you have a friend in me, whatever I can do. But I hope you enjoyed the program. I hope I didn't speak too long, Chris, but enjoy the program, and good luck, everyone.
Thank you so much, Bob. That was a really wonderful story. So tonight's business panel is sponsored by Northeastern Savings Bank. Its mission is built on a simple idea. Local people and their businesses are best served by a local bank, with local interests at heart. Northeastern Savings Bank is a true community bank with both a personal and business services. Whether they're looking for a first mortgage, starting a business, or savings for the future, personal service from a financially focused team is what they provide. Since 1864, when the bank started in Easton, they are still a mutual bank with a big heart. So please join me in welcoming Dan Trout, Senior Commercial Lender. Dan.
So first, I'd just like to say diversity. I got thrown out of the young professional group. I don't know what's up with that. I thought we're supposed to be diverse. Can I hang out with you guys? Okay. So I was talking with some of my Cape Verdean and Haitian friends, and I was going to have this nice speech and a welcome in Cape Verde and Haitian. So I'm practicing. About half an hour before I came today, I rehearsed with both of them, and they said yeah. So I'd just like to say that Northeastern Savings Bank is the proud sponsor. This is our 8th year of sponsoring this, I believe, with the Chamber, so we're very proud to be the sponsor for this event. I personally enjoy being diverse. I actually am from a different state too. I'm from the state of New York. I immigrated back in 1983, so I've been here a while. I'm not a Yankee fan, so. But I was born and raised in White Plains, New York, and White Plains at that time was very diverse, just like Brockton. In fact, we used to come up and play football against Brockton. It was like a home and away series. We'd come up one year and they'd come down. So, and I'm a basketball player, or I'm on the basketball court. I don't know if a player, I think that designation got taken away from me a while ago. But, you know, diversity is an interesting thing. So when you're playing basketball, nothing else matters. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, the color of your skin, where you're from. And just a quick story about my basketball career, and this probably sums it up. I'm in 10th grade and playing JV basketball. We have an 8 o'clock practice on Saturday. So it's very early, and I'm half asleep. So we get to the court, and we're running down the court, and I'm half asleep, and I know it doesn't appear that I'm clumsy, but I'm pretty clumsy. So I fell down, just randomly fell down running down the court. A couple of guys said, "What happened to you?" And it's kind of embarrassing just to fall down. So I looked around, I didn't know what to say. I said, "Well, I tripped on the line." If you know a basketball court, a line, there's no raised edges on a line. It's just flat. So that is like one of the worst things you could probably say, is you trip on a line. So of course everybody laughed, and now at every high school reunion, they'll come up to me, and whether it's Ralph Santiago or Bubba Robinson or Steve Cohen, totally diverse group, we'll laugh about that time. And that's what it's all about, the diversity of you know, understanding that everybody has a lot more in common than we do differences. So I stand between you and the panel, so I'm just going to say thank you very much, Northeastern Savings Bank, and we have our booth over here with everybody. Let's give them a round of applause. And Bob Nelson, just the last plug, Bob Nelson mentioned lenders. We have Harbor One over here, we have Seed, we have NESB here. We're all welcome and willing to sit down with you and discuss your dreams. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate all of the support over the years and the jokes. Okay, so it is my great pleasure to introduce our business panel, who will each briefly share their interesting and definitely inspirational stories. So please welcome to the stage Joe Gonzalez of New Vision Enterprises. Lay Nichols of Wise Mouth Teas. Lay, yeah, okay. And Carla Smith of Reese's Marvelous Hats. And Tome Andrade of Cabo Vegan. So first on the panel to tell his story is Joe Gonzalez, owner and founder of New Vision Enterprises. Joe is the principal of New Vision Enterprises and was born and raised in the city of Champions. He is of Cape Verdean descent and graduated from Brockton High School. He obtained his bachelor's in finance from Newberry College and later pursued his MBA from Endicott College. Joe began his career in the real estate industry at the age of 18. Shortly after the recession of 2008, he pivoted to rehabilitate homes and began his journey in construction management. After many years of acquiring properties and rehabilitating them, he began to develop a keen interest in all aspects of real estate development. New Vision Enterprises has built a reputation for excellence in development, construction, and management. As he looks to the future, his goal remains the same: with vision, create something beautiful. Joe. You can.
Joe, you don't have to get up.
Thank you for the introduction. Do appreciate it. This is definitely an awesome experience. I'm very happy, proud, and honored to actually be sitting in this room to be able to, discuss my story and hopefully, have some conversations and provide some advice, pointers, or even discussions from here. Like just kind of echoing when it came to the summary, I did start off my career in 2005. At the age of 18, I got into the real estate industry. That industry was a very difficult industry with entries to actually enter the business. And what I really relied on was my community, my BIPOC community. So a lot of my first customers were family, friends, and people from the city of Brockton. So I really started my business and had my first customers, and outside of that, I really paid homage to the city of Brockton for starting my business. So it was something very keen to me. It's something over the years I've just kind of adopted other strategies when dealing with real estate and actually getting into construction, like was said prior in 2008. Going into construction management was kind of a move that was kind of forced on me. When real estate was going good, at that point in time, when the recession came, I had to really pivot because business got really slow. So with the foreclosure pandemic, there was a lot of lenders that were reaching out saying, hey, we have these properties that are distressed, we have this property, we have issues, and we need someone to hopefully come and board them up, repair them, things of that nature. I seen it as an opportunity and really pivoted to that direction of actually working with lenders and rehabilitating homes. So that was kind of a hard left I had to make, which I like to call the audibles. Wasn't designed, wasn't in my plans, but it kind of hedged me to go in that direction. Throughout the years, I really have worked with many organizations to actually continue to grow the construction aspect of my business. I've actually worked with Jeff Charnell for many, many years. He's actually assisted me in, on many aspects of getting various type of SBA loans. I've worked with Seed, I've worked with Mass Growth Capital. So I think a real key component of small business is actually being in a room like this with lenders and having these conversations and getting the proper advice. So that would be a really keen advice I would give anybody looking to start a business, to make sure you're in the rooms like this. Another key thing I would think about, hopefully helping new entrepreneurs getting into any type of business, is actually just having a passion bigger than yourself. I think that's a big thing, because being an entrepreneur is a lot of long hours, a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. But again, looking at it, you want to have something bigger than you, and I really find a lot of drive and commitment with myself and my company for the people we serve. We serve a lot of people in marginalized communities. We assist them in a lot of different ways, and it's really a passionate attribute that we have to actually serve back in our communities. So I know I kind of went in a few different directions with it, but that's kind of in a nutshell, pretty much what I wanted to share at this point in time. I'm not sure if it's open for questions or we keep moving along, but okay, so no problem. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. I think we're going to see that it's going to be a common theme, as Bob had mentioned, right? The passion that we all have for what we do and for helping one another is really going to make a difference. And I love what you said, Joe, about being in rooms like this and being with other people that that look like us, and making sure we bring them to events like this and help one another and bring them to the table. Because if we don't do it for our own people, who else is going to do it? So next we have Lay Nichols, founder of Wise Mouth Teas. I love that. Lay Nichols was teaching Chinese at a private high school when she noticed that the only beverages available to students were sugary sodas and iced teas made with artificial ingredients. Seeing this, Lay decides to do something to solve this issue and provide healthier drinks for the kids, as well as help influence others to make healthy dietary choices in their lives. drawing from lessons learned in the remote Chinese village of Shanzui from her grandmother and other family members about the art of Chinese tea, Lei created recipes for the 3 original Wise Mouth flavors and set them out to make her dream a reality. Established in 2015 with the help from Commonwealth Kitchen, Wise Mouth Teas now sells a wide variety of delicious iced teas and fruit drinks with unique flavors and healthy ingredients. My favorite is the pear. You should definitely try the pear ginseng. It's very good. Lei.
Thank you very much, Chris, to give me this chance to share my American dreams. And thank you, everybody, be here. English is my second language. If you don't understand, I'm sorry. Try your best, please. Grew up in China. I love to read foreigner story, romantic story, because my life was so different. I never saw my parents or anybody kiss or hug each other when I grew up. I want a different kind of life with passion, lots of kisses and hugs. So I made an American boy with the big eyes. I gave all the character I learned from book to him, married him. When my father found out he was married, he kicked me out of home, tell me, do not tell anybody you married American boys. American has everything. You don't need to bring anything coming. I believe him. So in 1995, I just used the electricity, cleared my long black hair, and wear the long green dress, left every piece of my Chinese life behind, without English, kind of American. I feel like I'm Little Mermaid, just coming out from Andersen's fairy tale. I became a mother with 2 beautiful daughters. I taught Chinese in high school. I celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving. I dress up as devil, in the nighttime or with Halloween. Every piece of American life is just like a dream to me. I love it. When I started business in 2015, I was a Chinese teacher. When I saw what my student drinks, it really bothers me. I simply drink the junk. I have to do something to change it. Especially, I know my daughter, in the school, grew up drinking that. So I started making the tea at home, brought to class, share with my students. And I'm surprised to find all of my students like it. So I opened a tea club after school. More students and teachers can join. And the Wise Mouth tea is not just tea. It's used really fresh food, fresh vegetable, with real tea leaf, real herb. And every ingredient has been carefully picked for the benefit, for taste, for the healthy. So everything is perfect from my heart to put it together. The big problem for me, never be sell. I go anywhere, buyer try my teeth, a girl bring in, but my big problem is where to make them. I drove to New York, drove to a lot of places, had a car accident, something like that. But most everybody tell me, you cannot make a beverage this way. Beverage should be used powder, flavor, and thousands of bottles come up. The business is about making money. You're never going to make money. For me, business is maybe about money, but for me, business is about responsibility. It's have to come from your heart. So I refuse to follow them the advice and keep my business this way. In the 2020, when COVID-19 started, just like all the small business, I faced a lot of challenge. You cannot find a glass bottle. And the co-packer, start help hospital, help city people. It's now rescheduled for making my tea. And help me keep the business. They open a shared kitchen so I can make some there. So some stop shop, the order takes 3-4 months to fill in. But I know I'm not alone. And many small business, we support each other. We loving for not to support each other to continue going. Beside the business problem, I also face my background, my Chinese background about to me this anger, hurting. That time I was working at a clothing store, to help my family and my business. And some people refuse to look at me, talking to me, make me feel I have COVID-19, something like that. And you open the TV, their news is called the Chinese virus, China virus, and you hear that, people in the New York has been beating up because they have Chinese face. And some Asian people even has sent another Chinese on the front to support them when they go out. I worried my daughter's safety, and my daughter worried me. My younger daughter tell me, "Mommy, don't go out. People hate your face. You have Chinese face. People don't like it." I don't understand what's going on. I love this country. I call it home. I'm American. Years ago, when my marriage has a problem, I was living in Beijing, follow my ex-husband, my ex-husband, that's American boy, the job. My daughter was 3 and 6 years old. I decided to bring them back to America, to grow up in America. My father found out. He asked me to stay. He said, "Lei, you have home here, you have family here. You cannot by yourself, without any family, grow up your daughter in America." I told my father, "My daughter, American, I'm American. I must grow up my daughter in America." So I left China with my 2 little daughters alone. In the years 2020, end of 2020, I'm not able to pay my business loan and the house bills, so I sold my house. That's the house I was living in 13 years. Grew up my daughter there, shadowed 2 cats. I built white fence, painting the house to green. It's part of my American dreams. I paid $35,000 small business loan, moved to small apartment. Sometimes I'm thinking maybe I should listen to my father, Maybe let's save some painful experience from my daughter. Even today, I'm still deal with a lot of unfairness to my business. Just not long ago, somebody told me if I drop my business, my daughter and my life problem will all go away. My family call me, beg me, tell me to put on my face down, drop my business, just be myself safe to grow up now. My family tell me, you think you're American, but people think you're Chinese. I told my family, I'm American. I'm American, I'm not American. business still grow every day. Now they sold in all the Massachusetts Stop and Shop. And this month, I got 2 big orders from Stop and Shop. Lot of chain store reach out to me, want to grow my business. So I think I have a soul. I have American soul with my business. I also have Chinese background and gave me a lot of make who I am. Just the feel of ugly, stinky frog or toad. They cannot cover the American sky. They cannot say they are American. I'm still here because I have so many people, so many true Americans behind me supporting me.
Right.
Now, I'm not only have tea, I also launched the pickled vegetable and launched the vegetable tea. I'm the only one on the earth you're going to local have vegetable tea because I want Americans grow up, children grow up, drink vegetable, eat vegetable, become to a healthy, beautiful country, continue to be the best. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for sharing your passion, your heart, and we all love you, and I'm glad that you stayed here and didn't listen to your father. Next, we have Carla Smith, founder of Reese's Marvelous Hats. Carla Smith is a certified life coach and owner of the first minority woman-owned hat store in Massachusetts. She started her business for the inspiration and positive vibe of reassuring people of their potential. She believes her hats are a reflection of self-worth and that you can reward yourself with a hat that inspires. Carla believes that the truest expression of Reese's Marvelous Hats is to uplift and support each other. She strives to make people feel confident investing in themselves and in turn the community around them. Carla's hats have a history of inspiring and empowering people to look their very best, carry themselves with pride, and be bold in appearance. Carla.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for having me here. Like she said, my name is Carla Smith, and I'm 55. I don't say that just to tell you all my age. I'm 55, and I started this business 2 years ago. So I say that to say that you're never too old, never too young to get started with something that you're passionate about. And I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm a yaya. That's very dear to me. I love being called yaya. But getting here, you know, I have a storefront now in Stoughton, 743 Washington Street. Please come see me. Even if you don't wear hats, just come and say hi, sit down, chat. You know, we can have coffee and donuts or something. But anyways, getting here wasn't easy. You know, a lot of people know me from doing vendor events, doing pop-ups, etc. I did, in my 2 years in business, I did almost 100 events. I was in Rhode Island Fashion Week. I did 5 states. I did Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, everywhere. So a lot of people know about Reese's Marvelous Hats. I was on BNN TV. I was on WRBB radio. You know, you have to put in the work. You know, it's not gonna, you're not gonna sit there and it's gonna come to you. You have to go out there and go to it. And I tell people all the time, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna have tears, you're gonna wanna throw in the towel. But I say to them who's ready to throw in the towel, I say use that towel to wipe the sweat, wipe the tears, and keep it moving, you know? And you don't get here alone. You know, you have help, you have friends, you have organizations. So many of my friends told me about the E for All program. And I was like, I don't have time to do E for All. I'm doing all these pop-ups, I'm doing all these vendor events. How am I gonna do E for All? And so the very last minute, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the interview and do E for All. So I interviewed and put my application in, etc. So in the meantime, when I was doing the interview, two of the people interviewing me was like, oh, I know you, I have your hat. They bought it at an event because I did so many events. So anyways, E for All was the best decision. I ended up getting chosen and being part of the E for All Roxbury Accelerator program. And I had 3 awesome mentors that helped me have a vision with my business, helped me be held accountable for the things that I said I was going to do when I set goals. So it was very helpful to me. And one of my mentors was actually one of my interviewers too. So, what a coincidence. So, but anyways, what else? Oh yeah, so I say that I want to inspire people because you hear stories from people all the time. And I was talking to one of my friends, and she has a autoimmune disease. So she was suffering from alopecia, and she's like, everybody don't want to wear wigs when they lose their hair. And she's like, you should have some beanies, some stylists. So I came up with these beautiful beanies for people who suffer hair loss, you know, because I want them. And these beanies are called uplifting. Because if you go to my hats, all my hats are named inspirational names. And anybody who suffers hair loss, I want them to feel uplifted. And my turbans are called magnificent because I want you to be magnificent, even though you're going through that. And for Juneteenth, I even came up with these bucket hats, resilience. Because, you know, when you think of Juneteenth and you think of our people, I'm sorry, I'm so nervous, and our culture, we're resilient. You know, even business owners, you're resilient, you know. So get you all a resilient hat, because you are all resilient. And, you know, everything is not peaches and cream when you're in the business, because even for me, 4 months into my business, my brother died. 2 weeks later, my dad died in prison. And that hit different. And then 4 days later, my first cousin died. And then it was death after death after death, during COVID, etc. But what do? You're sad, but you keep moving, you keep going because you're determined and you have a goal and you have a vision. So you keep moving, you know, despite. And I know my dad and my brother will want me to continue in my business because they both was hat lovers too, like me. And like I said, that's how I got started because, you know, I wanted to inspire people with hats. You know, because especially during COVID, we have to look for reasons to make people smile. We have to look for reasons to inspire people. You know, when you walk by someone, do you smile at them and say hello? Or you just keep on walking? You know, you have to do that. So that's it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Carla. And finally, we have Tommy Andrade, co-owner and co-founder of Cabo Vegan Restaurant and Market. Cabo Vegan is owned by Tommy Andrade and Valerie Texiera. What began as a small catering venture out of their home has developed into a downtown storefront where they prepare and sell traditional Cape Verdean food with a twist, vegan. At Cabo Vegan, you can find veganized pastels and cachupa, as well as New England favorites like lobster and tuna rolls. Their new restaurant opened in January, is in a building the couple purchased at 20 Main Street in Brockton. Tommy.
Good evening, everyone. How y'all feeling? All right, let's hear that again. I feel a little bit more comfortable. This is my first time here. Last time I was bugging the kitchen about vegan options. Still nothing? No. Okay. She's been working on it for 2 years now. But that's all right, we found a solution. 20 Main Street in Brockton. I'd like to first say that I'm here. I do recognize a lot of faces. Wow, Prava. So my wife is in the back. I want to give a big shout out to a big round of applause for Valerie. Folks who've driven by Cabo Vicky and noticed that the windows still have some artwork on it. We're not fully open, but we have done the absolute bare minimum to open up our doors. So just let me start a little bit about myself. I can talk about Cabo Vicky all day long. Talking about myself, it's just like, all right. So Valerie and I are both born in Cape Verde. I came when I was 4, she was 1. We were both born in 1980. Actually, my birthday's on March 6th, coming up soon. And we met each other in 2016. We both quickly went vegan afterwards. Just from years of my background is, I was a bio pre-med major, went to Suffolk University. I never finished. I lost the passion. We spoke about passion here today. I didn't find passion in the way that the curriculum was structured, where there's very little nutrition, courses. It's more treatment. And I worked at Boston Medical Center for about 7 years, and my job was to assess whether folks needed to apply, patients needed to apply for a disability, and I asked them a lot of questions. And just through the many years, everything started pointing to a plant-based diet, like everything from anything health-related to everything spiritually that I felt, or in terms of animals, and that's my background. I met my wife, and she was a dental assistant. And she did that for close to 20 years. And we met each other, and we went vegan, and shortly afterwards, COVID happened. We got engaged. We were planning our wedding. We were in Cape Verde, supposed to have a destination wedding, and COVID happened, so we had to come back and scramble back and started we were at home. Everyone can remember how you get kind of just at home, there's nothing open, and we just opened up YouTube and we tried every recipe that you could think of. We were already, playing around with recipes. Valerie comes from generations of amazing cooks. Her mom is an amazing cook, and there's no degree that you can really put on that in terms of how much cooking she's done in her life and how much experience she has. I ran videography, photography business, and animation, all that for the last 20 years before that on the side. So I took all of that and I smushed it all together with this business. When we started making food from the house, we started doing taste tests. And friends would come over and they would test it. They started to like it, but then they started buying it a lot more. And we eventually, I made a logo, I started seeing the interest. And then one of them shared one of the meals on a platter that we made. I think it was a lobsterless roll. And it went viral. So it went on Vegan Massachusetts, and all of a sudden my brother who shared it was at 500 shares by the end of the week. Brockton Enterprise News contacted us. They was at our doors. They came by over the house. They started taking pictures. So to me, it was like a no-brainer. At this point, when I met my wife, I'm from Boston. Valerie's from Brockton. I came in 2000. I bought a house in 2016, a 2-family house. And when I met her, we did the Brady Bunch thing, we came together, and we bought a house on the south side, on South Street. And what we ended up selling the two-family to buy a 3-unit commercial building right across the street from our dear neighbor, Joseph here. And in that building, all I knew is that we had something in our food, and we had the support behind us, and I just had to get this building. Literally zero plans from there, and then I bumped into the folks at Brockton Beer. I don't think there's anyone from Brockton Beer here, but they referred me to Mainvest. Mainvest is a crowdfunding platform that allows folks to raise funds out of normal, everyday people or business or anyone who wants to invest as little as $100 and as much as you want. So we started with Mainvest. We raised the first campaign. We targeted for $50,000, and we ended up capping it at $75,000. Not sure why we capped it. Anyways, yeah, we raised $75,000 really quickly, and like halfway through the campaign. So I started plugging away all the stuff, buying the things we need for the restaurant, and quickly ran out of money, $75,000. I learned it was not a lot in the restaurant language. So we ended up doing the second campaign in 2022, and was able to raise an additional $36,000. So altogether we raised $111,000 from 89 investors through Mainvest, which is an amazing tool that, during those times we tried banks, banks was not trying to fund, startup restaurants during COVID. So you can imagine we would have still been, at a standstill if it wasn't for Mainvest. But the beauty of Mainvest is that it's all community. That all came from folks from as far out as California, people we've met online, the relationships we built over time through just networking. Sorry, I don't want to be too long. So after raising the funds, we ended up getting a contract in there. We built it out, and we started running out of funds again. So what we did was just the bare minimum to just open up as a takeout spot. We have big plans for it's actually Cabo Vegan Restaurant and Market is what we the end all for how it's going to end up thinking about pan out. But in the market, we plan on having we do have Miss Lay's tea in the market where you can find it on our shelves. We work with about 3 or 4 different vegan bakers, and they provide us vegan desserts. We have a partnership with a vegan donut company out of Rhode Island that provides us with donuts, and health and beauty. There's over 20 partnerships that we have online with vegan startup companies that do different vegan snacks, like from vegan pork rinds to you name it, and we're going to have those on the shelves. In the health and beauty department, deodorant from the incense, anything you can think about, but that's the market. And then the word's been spreading fast. I'm hearing about the menu, which is, we put a lot of love and a lot of work into it. When you're fueled with passion, when you're fueled with purpose, it makes it really easy to move forward with great strength. When you're fueled with love and community behind you, it makes it a lot easier. So we're just like a big fireball, just right on Main Street, just burning up right now. Everyone that comes through, I want to talk to every single person in the car. We're open for curbside takeout only right now. But the plan is to definitely develop that, the business into a full market with sit down, and we want to just keep growing that and eventually maybe get a second location. But what has got us here is baby steps, and there is, I want to talk about all of the different hardships that we face to get here, but putting one foot in front of the other, having faith in what you're doing, especially, when the most important part of what we're doing is the conversations that we have with folks that come in there, that we speak to. The conversations we've been having the last 2 years about veganism and this transition to this new age where we're going into, if you guys notice it or not, but veganism has increased by 30-folds in the last 7 years. That's unthinkable. That's a trend that there isn't enough vegan restaurants. I hope we get competition. I hope folks can see the benefits of going vegan, but also how successful any vegan business can be. Because when we leave here, we leave with nothing, so we can make all the money we want. But what imprint we leave here on Earth before we leave is it really the only thing that matters. So what we put out into the world, we didn't know what it was. You're born, you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to find a purpose. But I didn't find it until the picture didn't come all together as it is now. It's crystal clear, and we are here for it all. Thank you.
Thank you. So for any of my fellow Muslim and Jewish sisters and brothers, if you want to come with me to go try those vegan pork rinds, let me know, we'll go. Okay, we trust you were inspired by these wonderful panelists and feel better prepared to seek and share support for your own small businesses. This room is full of small business people and resources, and we hope that you'll make the most of this evening by talking with them to strengthen your knowledge and understanding and help fuel that passion. We look forward to working with you and assisting your business soon. Please stick around. There's going to be some more networking and some more appetizers. I understand that there's going to be some delicious cake from Montilio's Bakery. And at this time, I'm going to announce our door prizes. Okay, so the first one, a profile in the Action Report newsletter, Vergeta Realizare Tunis, Healthier You Wellness Partners. Congratulations, this is the first one. A hat from Reese's Marvelous Hats. David, sorry, I think that's a C, Bakhtayan from ECP Solar. Another hat from Reese's Marvelous Hats, Jamie Tetro from Tetro Law Group. A gift card for those vegan pork rinds, no, for anything. John Genga from Harbor One Bank. And last, another gift card from Cabo Vegan, Stephanie Victoria from Healthcare EDU. I want to just thank a few people before we return to networking. So, of course, our premier sponsor, Northeastern Savings Bank, our business panelists, the SBA Community Navigator Program, all of our partners and exhibitors who came out tonight, Rich Morgan of Rich Morgan Photography, Brockton Community Access, the Enterprise newspaper, our chamber ambassadors, and for all of you for coming. And just a reminder, save the date for a special luncheon for the Leadership Metro South and Leadership South Shore, which is going to be on April 12th here at Thorny Lee Golf Club. And thank you very much. And this concludes the business panel portion, and enjoy your networking.